Hey YouTube, welcome back. I'm tired. Like mentally, I'm just this course, y'all. It ain't no joke for me. Um, yeah. So today we're going to be first. We're going to put away the brushes from last time because, as usual, hey Janet, as usual, I sat here and noticed that the hanging brush dryer was behind me. So as I'm doing the intro, we're going to put all of these away. Maybe one day I'll remember it's back there before I sit here. Then I sit here and I look and I'm like, oh shoot, then I gotta get up and go get it. Hey Alexandria. So we're going to the intro while we're putting these away today though. Let me tell you what we're using today in case you missed the thumbnail or the title. I think it's just in the title. We're going to be using that McGrath Mothership. Why do I like I'm crooked? Probably because I am. Mothership 10, which is Moonlit Seduction. This palette does not give me a lot of variety, but and this is a repurchase, right? This does not give me a ton of variety, but when I didn't have it, I actually missed it, and that was strange. Hey, Tina Jones. Hey, buddy. And so that was surprising even to me that I missed it, and I'm just like, what? And so we're going to be using this again today, and I have out other stuff that we're going to be using. We, how come this is not closing? Okay, there we go. I picked randomly 2 House Labs bronzers, and so we have deep level 10, deep level 9. I'll open those up as we use them. Pick 2 House Labs blushes randomly. What is this? It's a red mark right there. Watermelon Bliss and Hibiscus Haze. So and we picked 2 highlighters from House Labs randomly. We have Golden Pyrite and Fire Opal. And for some reason, I also I had out to use this sculpt palette from MAC. I don't know why. Um, we're going to use Blend Bunny lip pencil. This is rated R. This is black, and we're also going to use the Blend Bunny. And these Janessa. No, I had purchased this. This Janessa sent me the pencil, I believe. And we're going to use the Blend Bunny lip glaze from the Haunt Me line, and this shade is Body Count. So y'all, this program, oh, let me do the intro before I get into that. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how they think you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like, y'all, why my one eye is looking bigger than usual? You know why? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. But yeah, with this, I want my big eyes looking bigger than it usually does. Oh my gosh, that looks so weird. Hey, Tanya. Wait, did I see Tanya? Hey, Kim. No, I didn't. Why did I think I saw Tanya? I don't know. Yo, I am straight tripping. I'm like, what? Oh, we will. Well, that's what you're talking about. I was like, cover. Yeah, but yeah, we're going to do that. But you look at my eyes, though. My big eyes looking bigger. That is so weird. And I do know one eye is bigger. And most people do have one larger eye. But it's like real noticeable to me today for whatever reason. And I do know my eyes do look different when I'm like exhausted versus when I'm like wide awake. And so, dang, that's crazy. Thank you, Kim. Put your blue ones in. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do the contacts today. And they do look blue, but the package actually says they're green. So it's just kind of strange. So let's get through the intro. I got distracted by my one big eye. You know what I love? One of the many things I love about me is that I am all for laughing at myself. Like seriously, as y'all know that have been here. Hello again, and yes, we're going to do a makeup look today. Hello again and again and again. I know I keep starting the intro and not finishing it. I call this the crazy troll nation. We did that part. Crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to let you know. Use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that is the intro. That's what the Crazy Troll Nation motto is. That's what we stand by. That's what we live for, as much as possible. It is easier to say than done sometimes, but that's what we strive for. Just loving who you are, regardless of if your one big eye is looking bigger than usual. You know what I'm saying? I be tripping, y'all. I be really tripping. But so I kept out brushes that I am going to use. Hello, Madeline. Madeline, I do have a playlist. I have a lot of playlists, but one in particular that might help you. It's a how-to playlist. And hey, Haywood. It's a how-to playlist. And even though I talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it, I do that more so for videos in that playlist. So that might be helpful to you. Keep in mind, eye shape, face shape, you know, all of that. And so, and also everything doesn't work the same for everybody because people have told me do this, do that. And I'm like, you know what? I've tried it. It ain't work for me. And so for whatever reason, but yeah, that playlist might be helpful to you, but we are going to do a full face today. Hello, Ilden. For members, I did put on, I did change the moderation for comments back to 1 hour because what I noticed from the last couple of live streams is that people were subscribing, and because they can comment right away, that's why we were getting those not so good trolls, even though they weren't horrible. But that's what that was, because when I put it on subscribe and then anytime, you know, they were just coming and saying weird stuff or spamming and sending repeat comments. And so yes, I put it back to 1 hour. So it's either any time or 1 hour, and then it's like a day. And so, yeah, I have such a nice color to it. Thank you. I did another assignment, y'all. I had to do a cut. The color is way off. This is not the proper yellow color, and it's flat. I use water activated paints. Yeah, I like the cut part, but this part, that ain't it. So I'm anticipating she's going to be like, redo it. And I'm okay with that. And they do say for special effects, they're like, you cannot practice enough. And so I'm really feeling it. But yeah, it's hard. I started recently, what am I looking for? And whatever it is, I know it's right in front of me. I just started the special effects makeup course. And it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke for me because I like creative makeup, just like making up shit, or somebody send me a picture and I replicate the picture. But like all this other stuff, yeah, it's something. And what am I looking for? Oh, my eye cream. Do you plan on? I am already a professional makeup artist, but not for special effects makeup. And so I already do that part. And because I like doing, I just remembered that I didn't do my brows. But because I like doing creative looks, I'm like, this might be, you know, something I want to do. And so it was in the back of my mind for like another time or like down the road. And then an opportunity came up for me to do it now. And so here I am. But it's, I also understand why. And this is for the members because y'all have inside information, but I understand now why they don't include the kit if they give you the course. They do say the kit is worth $365, and I believe them, unlike the one from before, because some of these products, the instructor is using alcohol activated paints. Y'all, them suckers is between $65 and $80. And there's 2 different ones in the kit. So like right there, you're almost at $200. And so I understand why now that they didn't include the kit, because also them continuing to say, well, that one particular person kept saying, you don't have to finish, you don't have to finish. And I'm just like, why the hell would I not finish? But that's why, because a lot of people don't finish. And so they're not going to send you a 300, just a dollop of primer. Actually, let's do that. give you a almost a $400 kit, and then you don't finish the program. But this stuff is expensive. So nice. I'm glad you are where you want to be in life. Yeah, and it's always something new coming up to do. Always something new coming up to do. I randomly bust out in song and dance in my seat. So we're going to take Prime Probiotics Under Eye Brightening Corrector. We're going to put the orange under our eye. We're going to use a clean one, a clean Real Techniques 210 brush. I'm just going to do lightly because you do not need a lot of this, and I do think my under eye is, well, actually I know my under eye is lighter than it used to be, because when I look back at videos like 3 years ago, it was darker under here than it is now. And this bag was bigger, even though it's still like, hey, how y'all doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. But I do see changes. I cannot say what particular product helped. But yeah, that's where we are with that. So that's all we're going to use from that. We're going to take their red one and we're going to put this under the nose, even though it says under eye brightening corrector. We're going to take the red one on the opposite side of this brush, and we're going to put that in my disrespectful mustache area. Yo, it ain't no hair there. Like, why is this the shadow here? I do think it's hormonal, and even with this right here, I do go through estrogen withdrawal. I do know that for sure, and so I think that's part of it, is just hormones. But so we're gonna put that down. We're gonna do our brows before I forget again to do my brows. But I do understand about this program, like why she was adamant, like, you are not getting the kit. That kit for the other programs, Janessa was like, that white label bullshit. It really was. It really was. But this one I can see why. But the disadvantage is, it's like when you take a course, you want to follow along with what the instructor is doing. And even though they're like, use what you have, like the effect is going to be different. Like water activated, even if we just look at the cut part, it looks flat compared to the alcohol activated kit. And so that will be coming soon. Once everything comes in, I will show y'all, I think. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. It's just like so much going through my mind, y'all, and just trying to keep a grip and not overwhelm myself. And so I am glad that this live today is just a regular makeup look. And we are scheduled out. I'm so excited, y'all. The 20th, I'm doing it as a live stream. It's a collab with Tanya. We're going to be using the My Dream palette from Natasha. If I'm not mistaken, she hasn't used it yet. Used hers yet. And so we're going to use that. She's going to schedule her video in the morning, and then I'll do mine live that evening. And the reason for that is my time. Like trying to balance. I feel like I'm getting into a groove. But I also realize I haven't been doing videos because my time is going towards this course and just regular life stuff. So I foresee me doing, even if I do kind of want to do more lives, because I usually have a video that goes up in between my live streams. And so if I'm not going to do that, then that means do more lives so that there's still content going up almost every day. But I'm still just trying to figure that out. And so I am pacing myself so as not to get overwhelmed. Because in the beginning, I was really overwhelmed. I finally did do a schedule. Staying on schedule, I'll be done like the 3rd week in August, which will be about 7 weeks. Excuse me. Hello. How are you? And so... yeah, so I'll be doing coursework almost every day, and either just, going through the lessons or watching the demonstrations and then homework. And almost every module from here on has homework. For this module, the last homework is doing a gunshot wound. And And actually it's a prosthetic transfer, which are partially colored already, but still just adding other stuff around it to make it look more realistic. Um, and that's the last homework for this module. And thankfully, when the beginning of each module, lesson 1 is usually introduction, lesson 2 is usually, you know, the products that you're going to be using. And so that kind of gives me a break too. And then you jump into the lessons and the demos and homework and reading the comments, because you can see comments from previous classmates. Yo, how come? It's strange, because I was looking at the comments yesterday for this module. They're like 3 and 4 years old. So I'm like, aren't people taking this program or not? Which is why they offered me another program, because maybe they're not getting as many students. And they do have a physical location in Manhattan. I'm not going all the way up there. So, concealer, Natasha Denona, High Glam. This is NY11. So, but it's just me just trying to stay balanced and just trying to find a balance. We're going to take the one we use for the primer for under here, because I don't want to mix up the colors by using the brush that had the orange and the red one, because I don't want to add more color. That looks nice. I really like how this looks right here. I'm not messing with all chat or whatever, so I don't know if I'm getting if I'm seeing all the chat or not. Part of me does want to do it, but then part of me is like, what if it just deletes all the chat like it did before? So hopefully I am seeing all the chat. If you're here and you are speaking to me and I'm not reading your comment and responding to you, it's because I don't see your comment. YouTube does weird things sometimes. So I do apologize if I'm not seeing everything that you all are saying. Yep, so that covered up that red mark. That was weird. I sit here and look in this mirror and I'll be noticing stuff like, when did that happen? Where did that come from? Ta-da! It's going to be discolored again in a moment, I promise you, because it just does this day. So we're going to do a full pump of the Milk Hydro Good Primer as usual. I want to thank you, y'all, who are always here, because I know we're using the same stuff. So it's like, surprise! Fenty Foundation, shade 335. And I do try to do different things with the palettes that I'm using. And I do have an idea for today. I usually don't layer her Celestial shades. We're going to use the Real Techniques number 200 brush. We're going to smash that together. We're going to dot this on our face. But we're going to, we're all going to do that today, where we're just going to just lay down a shade and hey Janessa, and then maybe put a Celestial shade on it or something else on it, and maybe that'll help me with variety with this palette. All the looks I did with it before I repurchased it and then decluttered it. I did really like all the looks that I did, and no matter what I did though, I think I got maybe 2.5 different looks out of that palette, even doing different things in different color placement. It's just something with them colors. And if I use any of the mattes, like the reddish tones, those seem to just stand out in the look no matter where you put them. And so we're going to lay those down and then top it and just see if that'll give me something different. But it really did surprise me. It really did surprise me that I missed it, because it is kind of a basic palette. And I'm not going to say my taste is changing, because I still get giddy over the moon for Circle Loco. Y'all know that's my favorite. I'll say one of my favorites, if not my favorite, Natasha Denona. And what's strange is that that's like her only colorful palette, except for Leela. But Leela is more monotone in a way than Circle Loco. So we're going to take our fashion fair. Hey Sam, how are you? It's going much better. I'm just happy. Left work today. How is your Monday going, Janessa? Is today Monday? Damn. Y'all be telling y'all sometimes I don't know what day of the week it is. Is it Monday? Oh man. I don't know what I be thinking. I was thinking too, y'all. Remember I told y'all about my new therapist? That I was going to go to my next appointment and tell her I don't think we're a good fit and explain to her why. But as I was thinking about it last night and then again this morning, so I was surprised it kept coming back up in my mind. And my next appointment is in 2 weeks. Next week? It's on the 23rd. And I decided not to even go to that appointment. I am going to cancel it. So that way if another vet is waiting for an appointment, or if somebody else is in crisis, they can get an earlier appointment. And so it is important, for us anyway, that if you're going to miss an appointment, let them know as soon as possible, because they can put somebody else in that spot. And it does work. That's how I got in earlier to the dentist when I had a chipped tooth, because somebody had canceled. And so they put me in their spot, because I had to, my appointment was 3 months later. And I'm like, oh, I got a chipped tooth. I don't want it to turn into a cavity or anything. So I'm thinking this is an emergency. And so it turns out that I did get in within 2 weeks. And what made me decide not to even go and have a conversation with her is because she doesn't hear me. She doesn't listen to me, I don't feel. And I'll say something to her, and she'll ask me a question, and I'll say, well, what I was just telling you is the answer to that question. So she legit sometimes just either doesn't hear me, and then there's other times she just doesn't comprehend. I was telling her, and forgive me if some of y'all heard this before, I was telling her, sometimes I have strange dreams and they're very vivid, and it is in a way it's lucid dreaming, but I don't take the option of changing it, because I just want to, and I know that I'm dreaming, I just want to see where it's going to go. And so I was saying, I have strange dreams sometimes, and she kept talking about, oh, nightmares this, nightmares that, nightmares this, nightmares that. And by the fourth time she said it, I was just I was like, wait. I said, you keep saying nightmares. I didn't say I have nightmares. I said, sometimes I have strange dreams. And she said, you're right, I apologize. You didn't say you have nightmares, you say you have weird dreams. And I went, so even that quick is she and so I'm I'm not even going to have a conversation with her. I'm not going to go to the appointment and have a conversation with her, because if she's really not hearing me, number one, and I did wonder if she was hard of hearing, but then to hear me say a word and then re-emphasize my word, and within 30 seconds you still say I said something different. So I'm like, why even go to the appointment and try and talk to her if she doesn't, number one, just flat out doesn't hear me sometimes, and other times she just makes it what she wants to say. You know what I mean? So part of me was like, what would be the point? What would be the point? And so a couple of rough spots, but needed to end. Yes to Monday being almost over. And so deep level 10 we picked by random, and deep level 9. So we're going to take 10 first. And we're going to use the Sigma F43 brush, and we're going to put that back here. So we're using this as a contour, even though it's a bronzer, because I do that. Use whatever you want to, however you want to. And so I'm just do I even want to just waste my time and do that? And before I was saying how even if she makes a change, it's going to not be authentic, because she is who she is. And I tell people, even as a clinician, I tell people every client and every clinician is not a good fit. And so if you have one that's not a good fit, just ask to switch. You know what I'm saying? Ask them to switch you to somebody else. That I understand. Yes. Hooray for making it. We made it. And so, yeah, so I'm going to just not even go. That one receptionist, the one I was telling you about eons ago, that she's chocolate, she's milk chocolate, and she wears white eyeliner, and it is just oh my gosh, it looks so good on her because of that contrast. And so every time I go, she's like, hey Dion, you know what? So she be chatting with me we been hanging out on the block since the sandbox. And so I am going to ask her, can I talk to you in private for a moment? And just ask her, do other people say the same thing? She just seems like she's hard of hearing, or is she hard of hearing, or what? And I do think she'll tell me, and of course it'll be confidential. So we're going to put that down, and then we're going to take deep level 9 with the same brush that I did. Oh man. We're tapping this one in, and we're going to go just above it, and more so like right here in the front. So just above here, and then down here towards the front. And she has told me 2 or 3 things that were good, but then some other stuff she told me, I mean, it evens out. So sometimes she is helpful, and then sometimes it's like, nah, like you don't know me enough to even think that that would work for me, or that I haven't tried it before. So it's yeah. So we're gonna put that brush away. Well, not away, but down. We're gonna take the F11 from Sigma as well. The therapist might also have. Not at the VA hospital, because they keep everything in-house, like for real, for real. Yeah. For regular therapists, yes. But for VA, no. This is Hibiscus Haze, and this is Watermelon Bliss. The 2 I picked at random. And so we're going to take Watermelon Bliss first. Yeah, not for the VA hospital. What is that? It's a link. Watermelon Bliss ain't no jokes. We're gonna just tap this back here. Y'all, why did I cut my hair again? It's only been a week since the last haircut. I'm telling you, I think my hair is growing faster. You're like, girl, you still don't have no hair. And because it's only been a week, like it wasn't even that much to cut. But so I don't know what's happening with my hair. Because I used to cut it every 3 weeks, and then it was like every 2 weeks, and now it's like a week? Like, are you serious? Because when I could pinch it, I'm like, okay, that's too long. I can't pinch it right now. But it was like a week, and I noticed it was like hanging over my ears down here, and I was pinching. I'm like, what is happening? So yeah, I cut my hair again, which means I'm not going to even brush it because it won't make a difference. Yes, y'all, I did not brush my hair. That's a pretty blush color. This is not for, and she did her blushes were like Hibiscus Haze, which we'll put on next. I cannot mess up with that. That was the first blush I bought, and medium level 7 bronzer, because I cannot mess up on those. And Golden Pyrite, I cannot go wrong with them. But then because I love the formula, I'm like, I want more colors. And I'm looking at this like, but I have to just go really lightly. And you see how I am just like tapping. And even the Size Sky, that's for the rich, deep skin tones. I wear that one too. But just going in really lightly. The first time I used it, I put too much, but the way it blended out was beautiful. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I am glad that I did get more. So we're going to turn this brush over to this side, and we're going to take, and this H in here is almost destroyed. So this is Hibiscus. So this is Watermelon. Oh, okay, I use it. You can't see it. So this is Hibiscus Haze. We're going to put this like right here. So this is what I mean. Like this, I cannot go wrong with Hibiscus Haze. And this gives me that gradient. So you see Watermelon Bliss, and then this is Hibiscus Haze. So I do like that gradient. But yeah, every therapist and every client is not a good fit. And when people would come to me and be like, you know, they wanted to have therapy, I would give them an assessment form to fill out. And reading their form, that's what helped me think about, okay, are we going to be a good fit for each other? And are they really ready to commit to therapy? Because some people, when it gets rough, it's always nice in the beginning because it's just the preliminary stuff. But then by like the 3rd or 4th session, when you start digging into stuff, a lot of them would just be like, okay, I think I'm done seeing you. And what it is they don't want to deal with the problems. Because it is hard. It is hard to admit that, you know, the part of you is broken and then to do something about it. And so, yeah, people would just drop off. So we're going to take Golden Pyrite. This was my first one, and it is looking janky. And we're going to put this right here. This is a Sigma F03. This is a pretty color, though. Like, look at, like this, I can't mess up on this one either. That's that one. We're going to take a clean highlighter brush. And we're going to take Fire Opal. It's described as yellow orange. Y'all, this is so freaking pretty. So we're going to bring this more so up here and not all the way in like we did golden pyrite. And sometimes I do take it all the way in, but when I'm using more than one, I do try and place it different so it can stand out a little bit. So we're putting this more so over here and not where golden pyrite is, like this pocket right here. This is so freaking pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit here. This is a pretty, okay, I see it in the mirror over here. I promise you I do. I promise you I do. Alright, so I'm gonna put that down. I don't know why I had out to use this MAC palette. Like, I really don't. So what were we gonna do with this? Dust something all over? Why did I have this out to use this? I was tripping. I probably was. I got another blush brush. This is why I be having so many brushes to wash. We're gonna take this shade right here. We're just gonna see. This is MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette, and this is for medium, deep to dark complexions. But I'm like, it ain't like, this ain't for dark complexions. Like, anyway, we're gonna just dust this over top of all of this just to see, does it add anything. So this is with that extra color. This is without. I think it just kind of makes it all just blend more together, but this is looking nice like it is. They truly are beautiful blushes. Yeah, those House Labs have my heart, man. Oh my gosh. I was like, I want more colors. The bronzers too. And the formula, everything blends out so freaking well. Oh my gosh. So we're going to close this up, and then we're going to prime the eye and get started with the eye look. Do I want to spray my face right now? I think I thought to do my face afterwards because it is a little warm. The inspiration, we're using Scandinavia bridal formula. Sometimes it feels like it's not hitting my face because all these flares are blowing. Today we're using the Pat McGrath Mothership number 10, which is Moonlit Seduction. And that is what this looks like. So no inspiration other than just to use this palette and do something different. So this is what it looks like. This is a dual chrome. These are the celestial shades in here. This is a dual chrome, so you see how that's looking. And it's kind of typical. So we have that burgundy tone, and then you see a green. And then it's like a grayish type tone. One of my stray cat babies got splattered over the weekend. I'm being honest. What? Hey Tanya, I missed you when you came in. I apologize. Hey, hey, hey. How many times? Only been twice. But each time it was like she is not hearing what I'm saying. And so it's like, why do I, so I feel like, why keep talking to her if she's not hearing me? Or if she's misinterpreting, well, not misinterpreting, but if she's saying stuff I didn't say. I'm like, I didn't say that. And you keep saying, And I thought about that too. See, I'm like, we've only seen each other twice. We're still getting to know each other, but I already know she doesn't listen to me, like as a person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why talk to somebody when they're not listening to you? Like, what is the point? Now you have only the boys left. Was that the one that was in the trunk of your car that you told us about before? I didn't hear the boys left. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Tanya. Because them cats been with you for like, what, 3-4 years? I know it's been years. Prime the eye. Prime the eye. I'm tripping. But it's... And the thing is that I have concrete examples of why I say what I say as far as her not hearing me or her saying something I didn't say even after I correct her. So it's just like, and I did really think, just go and just tell her how you feel, but then I'm like, what would be the point? Because I don't want her to not be who she is, and I do know everybody's not a good fit. My nose feels wet. Is it from the spray? It doesn't look wet, but it feels wet. Was that the one, Tanya, that was in your trunk? Prime the eye. Let me move this. Prime the eye. And this is a clean one. Has nothing on it. Okay. one big eye is. We're still looking big. That is so trippy to me. Are we gonna do a different eye shape today with our makeup? No, we're not. This is too much work, too much thought. Excuse me. I did tell them earlier, Tanya, about our collab. Oh, two things I forgot to mention about me at the end of the intro is sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And the second thing is there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch. He didn't get enough attention as a child. And so, he tries to show up. Well, he not tries, he does. He shows up in my live streams in particular because he wants attention. Oh, no, that was soot. Okay, that's the black one you had said, right? I need to really just toss this primer because it is so freaking dry. I've had it for a while, but I got one backup, and so I'm just holding on. But I really do, because this is like super, super dry, which makes it hard to blend. Which would interfere with how my eyeshadow goes on, but it doesn't because I put the paint pot on top of it. So that still gives me like a smooth surface. And even up here, like I can see where it's not, this line right here, because the primer won't blend because it's dry. I don't want to be too aggressive up there because I don't want to accidentally like go over my eyebrows. So groundwork, paint pot from MAC. That was soot. Baby cat had 4 this summer. Damn. Nova was the girl because she was a calico when I didn't see her Sunday morning on the porch. Looked in the street and there she was. Damn. Ooh, my lids are sticking already. This part is sticking to this inside part. I agree with both reasons. She can have the opportunity to be a better version of herself if she hears the feedback and make corrections. And that by not going gives the other person an opportunity to be seen sooner. Yeah, and the thing is, and I had talked about this before in the live stream, CM. I said I can go and talk to her and then she could make a change, but that's not authentic. I don't know how old she is. I don't think she's older than me. I don't think. I'm 56. But she's a full-grown adult. She's a psychiatrist. She's been doing this for a very long time. This is just who she is. And so I don't want her to put on like a pretense and, change something when it's just because of what I said. I want her to be who she is. And y'all know I say that here. Be your authentic self and love yourself for it. Everybody just isn't for everybody. So I don't have any hard feelings or anything. But that is part of why I did think initially, just go and tell her how I feel. But then I'm like, what's the point? Because I want her to be who she is. And she did connect me with whole health. And so I'm still in the behavioral health system as far as they're concerned. And so it's not like I'm not getting, any help at all. And that's more so, helping you deal with like just stuff that happens in your day-to-day life. And creating goals and them helping you reach those goals through their counseling. And so I still will be getting some counseling in a sort, but not that one-on-one like from her. And actually it is one-on-one with these two. And what's funny, like how I'm saying with her, how even the first time I met her, I'm like, I'm not feeling it, but I'm like, either I click with people right away, or it's like a slow burn. You just get used to people. You know what I'm saying? And what was ironic was when I went to the whole health appointment, I clicked with both of them like right away. The receptionist one and the actual counselor one. Like we just clicked like right away and was talking and chatting and going through, whatever we needed to go through. And it was real chill. And so it is just like the complete opposite of this lady. Yeah, they couldn't give me somebody else. If I ask them to switch me, they will for sure. Better make the change early on and wait. As a clinician to CM, I would love to hear the feedback. By making changes doesn't mean that we are not being authentic. It just means that we are evolving. I do understand with what you're saying. I do. I think I want to just take one color all over the lid. So we're going to take an Hourglass number 3 brush. And again, what's making me just want to not even have the conversation is because if she doesn't hear me, why even talk to her? So that's what I keep going back to, is if you're not even hearing me, what's the point? But if she was the type that, like, even when I had corrected her saying, I'm not saying nightmares, I'm saying strange dreams, and she's like, oh yeah, I apologize. You didn't say you have nightmares. You said you have weird dreams. So even in that 30 seconds, it's like you're still not listening to what I'm saying. And so, like, what do you do with that? And I was just kind of like, in my mind, like, I didn't say that either. And so to be corrected and still be wrong, it's just like, we're going to take the lighter one, Rosewood Romantique, this shade. These are the only two mattes in here, this one and this one. We're going to take this one. Ooh, stuck my finger in it. This one is Plum Cabaret. Plum Cabaret. And so that's what I keep going back to is I already did, correct something she was saying, and she still, like, she wasn't hearing me. The time when I was late, and I know I said this before, you want a natural connection rather than her adjust herself in order to connect with you. Yeah, and then, yeah. And that appointment I was late to, traffic was more congested than it usually is. There was some type of construction going on. I get it. The vibe is up. Yes. And I've always been that way. Either I click with you right away or I don't. And if it's a situation where we have to work together, we just get used to each other. Or I should say I get used to them. And even down at the space, it's funny to me. It's funny to me because we had a managers meeting. And so one of the upper management people said that out of all the managers, I think there's like 8 of us. Out of all the managers, he said they remember Dion and they remember so-and-so. And I'm like, really? Like, why? But anyway, and he said there's there's two opposing views of what people think of me as a person and as a manager. And they said people have said that, Miss Dion is great. She's really helpful. She's very friendly. She's very personable. And the other side says, I just can't get a grip on her. Like, I don't know who she is. Like, she's just like elusive or whatever. And I found that to be strange because either they're like, oh yeah, she's great. She's easy to connect with. She's very friendly. And other people are like, I can't get a grip on her. Like, I can't figure her out. And so that's just interesting to me. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, that's what they say. Some are like, she's like really cool. And other people are like, they can't figure you out. And I think that's more them than me because I am who I am. And but it was just funny to me. But yeah, so, and when you're dealing with something like mental health, like that's not something to play with at all. And so the click is important. And the last two I've had over like the last 15 years, we click like right away. And so I know that feeling. This is a pretty color. Yeah, so I just found that interesting. So even like for other people, and then some people were like, well, when I first met her, I was like, I don't know, but as I got to know her, like she is hella cool, And so that's one of those slow burns. And I told someone that from Academy, one of the students, I said, for some people I click right away, and for some people I'm a slow burn, like over time, as they see me and get to know who I am as a person, they like, you know what, she really cool. When I first met her, I'm like, this I don't know. I don't know about Dion, but then as time go on, they be like, she's for real. She cool. So it's just, and so that student that I had said, sometimes I'm a slow burn. And he was like, it's funny you say that, because him and I and me, like half the class, like we just click right away. And sometimes, they'll come to me and talk to me because they know my degrees and clinician and stuff like that. So if they're having something that's on their mind, they be like, can I talk to them? Like, sure. Or if during one of the classes somebody, I can tell that they're struggling with something because they're talking about it, and so I have in my mind, just check up on them later, make sure they're really okay, and we'll just sit and talk and everything's cool. And so it is just really interesting hearing how people view you. And so he was surprised when I said slow burn. I'm like, yeah, you and I connected like right away, but other people, they be like, I don't know what's wrong with her. My experience with therapists, I really click with, the lines get blurred, and it's like talking to a bestie. Never for me, it's never like talking to a bestie, but it's never unprofessional. I'm an enigma this time. Yeah, I do have a choice, and so yeah, definitely. All I have to do is just go to receptionist, like, can you assign me to somebody else? and they'll do it. We are going to take, this is Astral Lilac Aura. So that tells me it has a little purple in it. We're going to put this on inner corner. Um, yeah, and I think because it's in my mind that, and even though I have a clinical degree, and most of my therapists, they're social workers, they're licensed, certified social workers. And I don't go in there with the attitude like, oh yeah, I have a doctorate degree in psychology, you can't tell me shit. No, I'm going there because I know I need help. And that's my mentality and that's my attitude. It's like this, I need help. This person is here to help me. Let them help me. And not get in my own way with my ego or whatever, being like, I have a higher degree than them. They can't tell me nothing. I'm like, look, I need help, and it's their job to help me. So even though, and when we click, there's a freedom of just really opening up and sharing things, whether good or bad, and also listening to what their feedback is. And if it fits, it fits. And if it doesn't, be like, I did that before. And every time I did that, that didn't work out so well. And then, we talk about it. But it's never been like a bestie type situation. And I do know some therapists do end up going that route, or it seems that way. And what I say to that is, if you're feeling like your client is your bestie, or if you're feeling like your therapist is your bestie, you get another therapist, because it's unethical. And even though you're not really besties, it's unethical to do counseling with friends, because you're going to have an inherent bias. And so if it ever did get to where I'm like, oh yeah, we kicking it like we friends, I need another therapist, because there's an inherent bias that people are usually unaware of. But yeah, and I hear people say that sometimes, and I'm like, I would get another therapist. I'm like, I would just to avoid the possibility of it turning into, something like that. We're going to take. We're going to. We're going to take. Damn. Since I usually don't layer celestial shades, I do want to use this one, but it's a darker one. I had my therapy session on Zoom today at 5 p.m. and we have a good rapport, but she still makes me do tasks when need be. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to take this shade. This is not an astral shade. I love this shade. This shade is Platinum Dust. I don't know what it is about this shade. I just freaking love this shade. I really do. And it does have a dip in it. He dip, we dip, she dip. Look at that. I love this shade. Oh, okay. Oh, felt the piece hit my upper lip. It's still, I'm trying to figure out if it looks the same as when I don't layer it. That's what I'm looking at, and I don't remember, actually. It's been a while since I used it. But I love this shade. We're going to overlap a little bit with that first shade. This is giving me something different. I can say that for sure. We're going to go back with that first shade, Astral Lilac Aura. This is giving me something different for sure, which is good. So there is something to layering, which I seldom do, but I'm going to tilt this fan down here. Tilting it away from my face. This is giving me something different. It's not a huge difference, but I do see the color differentiation from this shade to that shade, and it's only because of this base, because this shade ain't going to give much, but I can tell. I do see the lilac at certain angles. Did we discuss oh sad, the new Too Faced Sweet Beaver? No, I don't want my makeup smelling like fruit. I never got into Too Faced. I do like some of their mascaras though. Now we're going to take VR Ecstasy, this shade right here. No, we didn't talk about that. It makes me sad though when I do have a client and when we start getting like to the root of things, some of them are like, well, I think I can handle this on my own, and I'm not going to schedule another session. And I think it's so sad because I know what it is that it's getting hard and they don't want to keep digging. and they don't want to do the work. And that's sad to me because you have to put in work if you want to grow. And if you came to me because you having issues, why not stay committed to working on those issues? And I think what it is that for some people, it's harder than they thought it was going to be. To go back and look at stuff and figure out why and how do I feel about it now that I know this is the issue and what am I going to do moving forward. It's easier to stay where you are and how you are than to make a change. And I do understand that, but it always makes me sad when somebody's making progress and then all of a sudden they're like, well, and I'm just like, damn. And that's why a lot of people are stuck in their ways, because it's hard to make that change. It's hard to commit to making a change. The palette is super boring, says Janessa, but it's the same setting, spray and loose powder as the old collection that were basic. I am getting some fall out here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put hourglass on top of it like we usually do. And actually, do I want to use luminous light? I think we'll use luminous light instead of mood light, which is the sheer lavender purple something or other one. So now we're going to take, are we ready for the darkness? I'm going to put this shade, which is not black, it's like a smoke gray, and it's called Extreme Nocturne. Extreme Nocturne. We're going to put that on. This is an Esom V27. So we are just layering that base shade all over the place. Because I wanted to see if it was going to give me something different. And it is giving me something a little bit different. I like the shift. I do see the shift in this shade, because here, like you see that reddish tone, and then here you don't. That's this shade right here. I keep thinking it might be time to explore therapy again. I did some in college. I knew what was wrong, but I wasn't ready to do the work to fix it. And a lot of people do that, where they'll start working on it, and then when it gets hard, they quit. And it is always so sad to me, because I'm like, you're right there. Like, you're right there. And how they say knowing what the problem is half the solution. It's true. You know what it is. Not you, Janessa. I'm just saying in general. It's like, you know what it is, but I'm not ready to commit to making a change. It is hard, because we're used to being how we are. And so to acknowledge that, yeah, I need to make a change, that could be hard, because it's like, I've been me for all these years. And you're telling, and I want to be a new, improved me, and not for anybody else, but for ourselves. And I tell people, if you're going to change, don't change for a person. Change because you want to be a better person for yourself. And that's where a lot of people get twisted. Like, you might end a bad relationship, and they'll be like, oh, you learned a lot, you'll be better for the next person. I ain't trying to be better for the next person. I'm trying to be better for me. I wish my psychiatrist appointments were more than 15 minutes. It's like a drill of questions and to find out if you need refills. And this lady is a psychiatrist. But I think they go by out an hour, but it's really 50 minutes. And that's how it was. And well, that's how it is, because that other 10 minutes, even though you bill for an hour, that other 10 minutes is you doing your paperwork and your notes. And that's another thing. She didn't take notes, because I would say, oh, last time you said such and such. She'd be like, oh, I did? What did I say? What? And then when I would tell her, I would tell her what she said and how she explained it, and she would say, well, what I meant to say was, so then I'm thinking, so you don't say what you mean to say. So that was another thing too. It's like, how can I trust you to say what you mean when you change what you mean when I bring it up? Well, first of all, you didn't know you said it, but then you changed what you mean. What? It's just yeah, so no. A therapy appointment is 45 minutes. Wait, who said it was 15 minutes? Oh, your therapist appointment is 45 minutes, and a psychiatrist is 15 minutes. Yeah. One thing I disagree with wholeheartedly is, I do know some people who are on psychotropic medication. This is that paint pot. Like, y'all see all this stuff. Like, what the fuck? Something I wholeheartedly disagree with is someone who's on psychotropic medication and they don't receive therapy, because it's like, who is checking to make sure This is a Natasha concealer. Like who's making sure that like your dose is still good, that you're still doing good on it, that you're not acclimated to it, that type of thing. And I've always disagreed with that. And I do know a lot of people, not a lot, but I do know like a handful of people. Oh damn, that just made it worse. Okay, I do know a few people who they're like, oh well, nobody's overseeing it. I just call in for refills and that's it, and not even call the psychiatrist for refills. They just call the pharmacy or something. Damn it, girl. Shit. We're going to take some Fashion Fair powder and we're going to take a small brush. And this flimsy ass brush that does serve a purpose. You were trying on liner about 50 minutes, including the psychiatrist. Okay. This is going to lighten this up. I'm going to need to do something over here. Damn. Alright, what else can I do? Because this ain't... This side is cool. But we're going to mess it up so at least it'll look like the other side. Gotta have symmetry. Or some sense of symmetry. Damn. Fuck. I'm trying to think of what to do with this over here. So we're going to do. We're going to put more of that dark shade and maybe we're going to take it out a little further. I'm going to take it out further to cover that up. And we'll just have a thick, this will just be thicker than, that was so, I do like it though. I forgot to do inner rims. I just realized that. This still ain't looking right. Like this line right here. And I don't... Well, you know what? This might be one of those new eyeshadow shapes that I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe that was the point of all of this. Even when I worked at... Oh, I'm going to put on liner. I always put on liner. On upper lash line. I just didn't get to that step yet because I finished the eyeshadow first. I always put on liner on the upper lash line. Always. Then we got, there we go. Just because the new shape wasn't perfect doesn't mean that it doesn't count. There's a reason. My brush just fell. Now that's number 3 brush. Your things do have a way of working themselves out. This is thicker on the other side. So let me put some shadow here. I just don't like this hook right here, but it's going to be a hook. But this is a lot further than I usually go. So when something happens that you don't want to happen with your makeup, make it work. Make it look like it was intentional. Because I can promise you this. If I wore this out, somebody would say, oh, your makeup is pretty. Every single time I wear makeup out, I get compliments. Every single friggin' time. Every single friggin' time. This is further down because of that damn line. So let me bring this down further. This is hook right here, and I don't want to keep bringing this all the way because I do want it to have some semblance of a tapered effect, which is why it's getting longer and longer. It's like back to my hairline. What? Girl. What? Because usually I keep it on line with where the end of my eye is, but this is like going places I haven't been before. I'm starting to sweat. Sweat? In order to see the psychiatrist, you have to have therapy sessions, even if it's just case management. Okay, well that's cool. Some places don't even do that, and I'm just like, So you have people out here like their meds might stop working or they might need a new dose and they be, wilding out. It's because you need your meds need to be adjusted, but they don't have them. They don't see anybody on a regular basis, a psychiatrist on a regular basis for that. And I have always disagreed with that. Always. How you gonna have somebody on something and you don't even monitor that? You don't even monitor them. But sometimes stuff does. We get used to it. Well, I should say they get used to it, and sometimes it doesn't work as well. And one of my friends, she was like, "I'm doing really good. I got my adjustment done." I'm like, "Girl, go ahead, get your stuff." But do I want to put color underneath? I always put color underneath and on my engrams. I don't want to use my NYX. That's my darkest one. And let's just use the NYX one. But you know what? No, you're not. I use these so regularly that when I pull some, even randomly, I'm like, I feel like we just used that. And chances are we really did. Take this lighter green from me. Hey, Lock. So we're going to put Hellbent on Inner Rims, Lower Lash Line. Both of these are matte color excess gel pencil eyeliners. And then we'll do our upper lash line. And then mascara. And then a lip. And we will be done. Oh, I got a piece in my eye. Oh, I have an eyelash that flipped upward. I really do like doing therapy though, because I just like to help people. And when they have that light bulb moment, it's like, yes. Like it's internally rewarding. Seeing someone commit to making a positive change for their self, not for other people, but for their self, and they really see it through. Like that is so rewarding for me. Like just to be a part of the process. I'm not the reason, for the change. They're the reason for the change. But just being a part of the process. Like if you organize an event and the event go well, you're like, oh, I'm just glad I was a part of that. That's how I feel. Somebody trusting me to allow me to go along with them in their journey. Because it is a choice. Quick wake up, me doze off. Lot. Every single demonstration, and she does them back to back to back. They just break it down into lessons for us. So like the scar, the cut, everything, she just doing different parts on his face and like up here in this area. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. And so it's all done at one time, but they just break it up into sessions. Like this is the one for the cut, this is the one for the bruise, this is for this and that. But he's still just sitting there. But the one I was watching yesterday, and it reminds me of Trump so much. It does. I'm surprised I said that man's name. Because the dude, he was sitting there. And then he'll look at what she's doing. And she'd just be doing what she's doing. Da, 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 da. And then he'll just be like, I'll be cracking up like, oh my gosh. And I remember a video, one of Hung Bango's video, and they do a lot of editing for his videos for time reasons. And one of the times when they came back, and we don't know the cuts because it's like, it's not even a split second for us. Him and the model were laughing, and he says, we're laughing because I told her next time she go to sleep, we're not going to edit it out. I was like, oh damn. Like, oh shit. I know very little. How are you tonight, Hornet? Not enough to have a full-blown conversation. And I do know the letters, but it just takes me so long to have to finger spell everything. And I took one of the second semesters of my undergrad. I took a basic sign language course. And so in the fall, they didn't offer sign language advanced. They only scheduled the advanced for the second semester. But because the second semester I took the first one, when the next school year rolled around, wait, am I saying this right? When the next school year rolled around, it wasn't available at that time. And I even bought, books and everything, but I just, because I would like to. It's a lot of work. And professionally, and I've never done it professionally, but one thing that they told us is like, if you're at like a speech or a conference or something like that, they your time limit is usually, and this was back in the day, so it might be longer now, but he was like, your time limit is 15 minutes, and then they switch you out with another interpreter, because it's like a lot of, well, sign language, and then just processing in your mind what it is, and then signing what it is. Hey, Grace. But it's really cool. And what had me interested in it was why I went for community college before I transferred to the four-year college. There was a huge deaf population. Thank you for the makeup brush, Grace. And it was just fascinating. Listen, have any of you ever seen, thank you, Tina. Has any of you ever seen two deaf people arguing? Yo, and they're arguing. They be like, and I'll be like, oh shit. And I didn't want to laugh, but I was just like, oh my God, like, what are they saying? They look like they were throwing hands. I was like, oh shit. It was kind of crazy. I was like, oh my God, do I need to call security? Like, what is happening? Yo, they was going at it. And I was just like, ooh. How would you feel if you were only able to nod and shake your head to communicate? I don't know how I would feel. Because if I had hands, I would write something. Thank you for the sparkles, Grace. But then if that's all I could do, if that's all I've ever known, it wouldn't mean anything to me that I had to do that. But if it was like an injury, like later in life, and all of a sudden like I was paralyzed or something, of course that would hit different than if I were born that way, or it happened at an early age, and so that's all I knew. We're going to take Astral Gold Lust for the first half of lower lash line. The daughter took that in school. Yeah, and I keep saying I want to go back, and the vocational school near me, they do offer classes, but the times are just always where it doesn't just work, because I'm nocturnal too, so I can't commit to being anywhere like noon. Like, that ain't gonna happen, because I'll be there and I'll be asleep, and then that would be a waste of my money because I have to sleep at home. This eye is tearing down here. I can feel it. So that's how that happened right there, because it's wet. So let me bring this side down. Actually, I'm gonna use the side of the brush, and we're just gonna bring this down here. But it is very fascinating though. And I did so like in the course. And we're going to take this other one that we did not use, Blitz Venus. So we did use all the celestial shades for this photo. And we're going to put that one over here. And I'm kind of thinking they're just going to blend together. What kind of car do you drive? Do you know sign language? That's a question I don't get asked often. Do you do sign language? And what vehicle do you drive? Tanya says, my old church had a sign language teacher come in a few weekends, but he didn't last long enough for it to last with me. And that's the thing too. You're absolutely right. Like, you need to do that on a regular basis, because otherwise you'll lose that skill. Like, if you learn, like, it's like learning a language, like a verbal language. If you don't use it, it's going to diminish. And that's how it was too, because I had nobody to talk to, like, to practice with either. So that was a part of it too, was who am I going to talk to? And I couldn't sign and talk to the actual deaf people, because they would just go way too fast, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's happening. Yeah, so I did lose a lot of what I learned. I remember all the letters. This eye is tearing. This is just running. I think that's great when organizations have one. So for our brow arch, we're going to use Bronze Devotion. You know what? Wait a minute. Let me take this brush with no shadow on it, because this line is looking kind of sharp to me, even though that could be a thing because it is. But we're going to use this brush just to blend a little bit. I need to throw that Fenty away because this is going in my makeup trash right now, because I could tell by how the shadow is going up here. And this is where it had that line. And even though we did put the paint pot over it, it's still dragging. Like it's still. So this is not blended with a brush with no shadow on it, and this is blended. That makes a huge difference. Now I have half a semester of German in 9th grade, 1986, and half a semester of Spanish in 7th grade. I remember songs, numbers, and some phrases. Yeah, exactly. I was told that the American language is the hardest to learn, and I could believe it. Damn silent letters and E before I, except after C, whatever that shit is. But I did hear that the English is the hardest language to learn because of all them damn rules. Damn it. Okay. This is tearing upward as well. I don't know if y'all can see that color change in there. It's wet. We're going to take Bronze Devotion, this shade. Damn, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades that we use with this palette today. It's only 10 in here. Man. I am glad though we did layer, because this did give me a different look for sure. So that'll be what I need to do. Oh my gosh, I just love this strip of light under here. The last assignment for this module is to do a gunshot wound. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then the last one is like makeup removal. But because I've been doing the element right after that lesson, I've already been removing it. I need to see if she wants a picture of it removed. But then if that's so, it'll be in the instructions if it is. If that's so, I'll just take a picture of my clean arm. And I am just so excited I have the same tutor as last time. She was really cool. She got on my nerves a little bit. No, you know what? It wasn't her. It was the system, because when she had me redo the makeup look they told us to do, and she was saying because you have hooded eyelids, you know, bring your lid shades up a little bit higher and this and this and that. And so she had me redo the look. And what I was annoyed at was how she said to do it is how I do my makeup anyway. But I did it how they taught us, and I had to redo it the way I do it anyway. So that's what I was feeling some kind of way about. Because I'm like, okay, I'm here to do what y'all say do. And then the tutor's like, well, redo it and bring your shades up higher. So I'm like, oh, like I normally do anyway. Okay, like I always do anyway. So that I was feeling kind of salty, but I was doing what they said to do. This eye is tearing horribly. So we're going to take Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and Luminous Light, this shade. Tanya. We're going to take Lethal Brush. I saw your silent letter post. Silent letter post. Will the end bottle or primer last? So yeah, it will, because it lasts me like 6-7 months. And so I was just really tripping, like not wanting to get rid of this one. You know what it is? I didn't want to not have any backups. That's what it was. So y'all see these little shining things down there? Hey, Dawn. Silent letter post. I don't know what that is. Silent letter post. Oh, the comedian guy. I thought that was so funny. I saw that, yeah, it was a comedian guy, and he was like, things would sound so much better, if not weird, if in the English language we pronounced all the silent letters. So he was like, oh, somebody's knocking at my door. And I'm going to go have a sandwich. I was cracking up. And I forget all the other words he was using, but I was just like, oh my gosh. You want to connect? like a knick-knack. You want to connect? A knick-knack? I was cracking up. Oh, that makes me remember that I can buy. I done used just about all of my exhibitions. Upper lash line. This eye is tearing horribly, like downward and upward. There's like a hole in there. I don't know if y'all can see it, where my tears are just washing away the shadow. I'm thinking to do a green, and that's only because I got green under here. We're gonna punk it out and do a green. We heard the comedian Charles McD. He is hysterical. I don't know all their names because like this guy I just saw. I don't even remember what his name was. This is number 86 from England. They have numbers and not names. It is dry, but it is picking up, so we're going to see if I'm able to use it without adding door line. I don't mind adding door line, but sometimes I put too much, and then like the liner just gets away from me. And this whole inner corner. Let me do this side first. I'm going to put door line in it because it's on the brush, but it's not coming off the brush. Door line. What's the first thing I'm getting, Janet? Janet's not on a no buy though, are you? Janet just buy when she wanna buy. But you're saying if you were on your last backup, then that would, you know, that you can buy if you were on a no buy. Is that what you're saying? All right. Should I put the inglot in there so it's shining? Because it's wet from that door line. Let's put the inglot in there. The inglot door line. Put that in here. Oh boy. So I'm just mixing it for it to get wet, but then wiping off some of the excess because I don't want to put too much. Yeah, I think that's what she was saying, that if she was, and correct me, Janet, if I'm wrong. I think what she was saying was if she was on a no buy, if she had one backup left, that meant that she couldn't buy another one. That's what I got out of that. Don't ask me how. If I was on an unplanned no buy, yeah. See, Janet, I understand you. Oh shoot, there's something in this eye. Yeah, that's, oh shit, y'all, and it transferred. This green transferred up here because the line is too thick because it's too wet. So that quick. Look at that. Y'all see that green liner right here? The joys of hooded eyelids. And that's why I try to do a thin line on my upper lash line. When somebody's eyelids are completely hooded, like here you can see a strip of my mobile lid. Some people you don't even see that. I wouldn't even do liner because it's going to transfer, and then what? And you're still not going to see it because it's going to be under there. So where you see the green is my strip of my mobile lid, because the rest of it is in here. So we're going to fix that. I haven't bought anything for a month. Let that rub off on you, Tanya. Janice said she didn't buy anything in a month. Yo, I'm still working on Tanya. And Tanya, I appreciate you and I'm proud of you because she's really in on this. And I know it's a change. And I am really proud of you, Tanya. I really am. I made some bomb fried corn yesterday and didn't even have to use the cast iron skillet. It's been on my mind to get corn and make it like street corn, but in the air fryer. So I saw something on YouTube. They were using an air fryer to make corn on the cob, like street corn. I was like, ooh. See, that's that shape I like. So now, not just a triple wing, we have a quadruple wing. So you see the shadow, that dark shadow, then you see the light shadow here, then you see the green, and then you see the shadow up top. And because this is a different color than that one, yeah, we got our different shape and we got a quadruple ring. Is this one tearing too? Child. The hell? All right, so we're gonna fix where this went up there. I don't think we're gonna need to use the palette. So we're gonna take the brush that had the second shade on it. And where that second shade is, we're just going to go back and forth over the green eyeliner. And usually this works. And then we're going to take the brush that had that third shade on it, because there's some green over here. We're not adding color to the brush. And we're just feathering over where the green is, because that's going to put the color back on. So y'all see that. And go back and forth as many times as you need to. Or just go into the palette and put more of that color on the brush, because that works too. But then if you do that, add more color on this side just so they stay the same. And so that fixed it. That fixed that real right quick. Real right quick. What am I saying? What? Saying? Mascara, then the lip, y'all, we are done. Which is, I haven't bought the most recent releases from Gourmand Girl, Glen Bunny, and Trixie Cosmetics. I'm amazed at my restraint. You are my hero. Excuse me? I want everything on the street corn except that cheese. Oh, I gotta add a cheese. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's a vendor in the farmer's market. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so freaking good. Now that you feel a little bit. Oh, wait. Jenny says, now that I feel a little better, as if my interests are returning, I do have some colors I wanted. Tanya's asking you, what's the one you wanted the most, Janet? Lancome as usual. I already say something, but I already processed with a friend, so I'm gonna just leave that alone. This eye is still tearing, like, cause I see it going further and further over. Look at that, it's going like further and further. Now it's like a third of the way over. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot you didn't like cheese. Yo, Tanya, look. Don't be giving her no damn cheese. I'm sorry, I forgot. It was an honest mistake. That's I'm sorry in sign language. You gotta make a face. They're very, their facial expressions are very expressive. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that startled me. If y'all heard that, that's a text that came through. and it does show like the top line of it, but then it just goes by so fast. But that's what that noise is, if y'all heard it. And I'm sure y'all did, because the phone is vibrating. Tanya, don't look it up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it. And I will say this, it's probably indie, which probably means it's not going to be on sale. And you're paying off your credit cards. So, no, resist. Channel Janessa. Oh, God, it's okay. Resist, Tanya. Resist. Tanya, and I do want to thank you, like all jokes aside, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. Oh, y'all, what the fuck? For letting me be a part of this process for you. Is Indie and CC Beauty or C Beauty? Are they different brands? Because that oil-based palette I have is CC Beauty. So is that the same one? That was funny. Inside joke going on here. Damn it! Fuck. We're gonna take the palette this time. They say, and if you mess up with your mascara, they say leave it, let it dry, because then it'll flake off. But because I got shadow on here, is it gonna flake off? Because if you try to flake it too soon, it's gonna smear, and that's what it's doing. I'm gonna put shadow on top, and hopefully the shadow will cover it. That's that third shade, and I do have my brushes lined up how we use them. That third shade, 1, 2 was this one. At least you haven't come to my house and dumped my pouch in. You too far. I would have to get on a plane to do that, Tanya. You in Detroit. So this way you can still see it, but when I turn this way, you can, yeah, you still see it on the inside. So if you mess up, just like with the liner we fixed over here, now we're fixing mascara over here. This is how you fix it. It's not horrible. I still see it here because I know it's here. But if someone didn't know that I was fixing or covering up mascara, I don't even think that they would notice it. You see that? And so because we put more over there, we're just going to put more over here, which is what I was saying before of why I didn't want to put extra shadow on a brush, because then you have to balance it out. I can still see it, but I don't think anyone who didn't know would see it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how so y'all saw me fix eyeliner, y'all saw me fix mascara. That's how you do it. So if you mess up with your makeup or you zig when you should have zagged, don't panic. Don't panic. Do not panic. It's fixable. Yeah, I've been out a little laugh. What am I having for dinner today? Did I take anything out the freezer? I've been wanting Papa John's, y'all. Their garlic parmesan boneless chicken wings. And I live alone, so I can eat stuff like that. Nope, I can't see the mascara. Yep, so that's how you fix it. I see it because I know where it is. Like, I see a dark spot here, but because also this is a dual chrome, it kind of hides it. Like, I can see it, like, right here. But then when I turn, it's like, where'd it go? Yep. So this is rated R from Blim Bunny. Do I want to line and fill in or not? This is a lip glaze. I forget what it looks like on its own. I have used it before. So I don't know whether to fill in my lips too or just put that on and see. Means you have to get it from C Beauty Mall or Look Healthy store. I never heard of either one of them stores. So it is C Beauty and not CC Beauty. Okay. That's kind of close. I wonder what brand was first. C Beauty or CC Beauty. You're gonna see how this lip glaze looks on top of this. Oh, one eye still looking bigger. Yeah, I mean, it usually does, but sometimes I don't notice it though. But I'm really noticing it today. It was like, no. Yeah, I did try that, but it wasn't dry, and so it started to smear. So that's when I'm like, let me just put shadow on it because it was still wet. I knew the shadow was going to stick to it, which it did. So this is from the Haunt Me line. This is a lip glaze, and the shade is Body Count. Damn. Like a virgin. Open for the very first time. Y'all hear how horrible that note was? But when we sang Happy Birthday to Alexandra, I was on key. That is so crazy. But then I really wasn't trying to sing for real just now. This is pretty. This is nice. And if I'm ordering from China, I automatically need to order a few pallets to make it worth the time. Don't read that, Tanya. You're doing really good, Tanya. And I am, and seriously, I am proud of you. Like, seriously, I am. It is definitely a journey. Because my process took me like 3 years to get to where I'm at right now. Like, seriously, it took years. I love the lip. I know that black ain't blended. I don't care. It's vampy. Does it go with the eye look? I don't think so. Do I care? Hell no. I haven't bought that. I know, and that's why I'm proud of you, Tanya. Like, for real. Like, I really am. I really am. I'm not just saying it to say that. And y'all know I don't be just saying stuff to say it. But yeah, I am really proud of you. Because you've really been... in a way the lip goes, but in a way it doesn't. I think it's too vampy for the eye look. Like, if we just would have did just the black. You know what we're going to do? This is a black lip glaze from Blim Bunny, and this one is called Rated R, the same as the lip liner. Why this side? One side is darker than the other side. I have noticed that's too much. Now it's feeling kind of goopy. I do like it better. I don't think the color is consistent. Damn it. We're going to leave it. My lip line is looking janky. And I already put the liner away. I did, however, buy 2 lippies from that Chappelle Rowan collection. The lip line is looking janky. I'm having a lot of issues today. Damn it. Every time I see my arm, I'm like, I need to wash that off. Okay, I'm liking it better. Oh shit, I'm thinking this is the opening and that's the lid. Y'all, this class got me spinning, I'm telling you. This course got me spinning. You always say that, Tanya. Tanya, you need to set your bar higher. Where it needs to be something legitimately unique. We'll work on that. We'll get there. I am really proud of you, though. So, Luke, I'm your father. Hey, Michael. And so this is the look, y'all. So Janessa, we got our new shape here. We got a quadruple wing. We fixed eyeliner. We fixed mascara. Fixed the lip. Can't fix the one big eye because it just is what it is. But I'm really digging this look. This is too goopy because it's too much. I'm going to take pictures afterwards for my gallery, and we're going to go. We'll be back here tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing. It's already scheduled. It's already scheduled, but I got to see what it is. But, plus you like the name of the lip gloss. Damn, so, okay, we're going to work on it, Tanya. We're going to work on it. If you're okay with me helping you work on it. Because I'm not going to push you somewhere you don't want to go for sure. But if you want to go, yeah. All right, y'all, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So this was Mothership number 10. Midnight Seduction. No, it's not. Moonlit Seduction. And this is what we use to get this look. And I'm really digging it. It's definitely different. So we have a different look because of the color placement and layering. And I'm really digging it. Thank you, y'all, for being here with me for this journey. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That's the crazy explanation way. Thank you, and you see me tomorrow. Bye.